Hi, good afternoon.
Before the presentation in around
I'm Shao, co-founder of Nekodex. I've been building different things in Ethereum since 2018. I guess most of my friends don't know what I was working on. The thing we're building are just too complicated to explain. But this time is different. We finally built something that even my parents know how to use. So today I'm going to share the experience of building a Nekodex, a product that hides blockchain complexities away and aim to make DeFi accessible to everyone. So problem. We all knew there are so many usability issues. Gas, seed phrase, bridge, tens of layer 2s. There are just so many things you need to figure out before doing a simple transaction. And most of us, I believe, are offering different solutions from different angles. So like better login, another wallet, or a faster chain. But even if we have some great solution for part of the problem, but if some other step are broken, then users still cannot get their jobs done. Think, for example, just like someone want to buy her first coin. Let's assume they have a perfect wallet, and the onboarding experience is just perfect. But it's very likely that he will stuck when he need to pick one chain from like 100 different L2. Or let's say now he has a perfect wallet and also the best DEX. And now he want to connect his wallet into her the best DEX, but she might be mobile, and she don't know why. Just wallet connect sometimes just not connected, and nor the best wallet or the best DEX can help her. Or maybe she finally overcome all the problems. And now finally the last step, she's going to buy the coin she won. But turns out this might be a phishing link. Then he's buying the coin that actually not the coin she thinks she's buying. And the worst scenario is she might lose everything. Just because of this simple mistake. After spending so much effort, the risk and reward seems asymmetric. I think there's no like 70% usable or 90% usable. In crypto, it either works or it doesn't. So I think we cannot make it usable by just offering some partial solutions. We need to have a holistic approach that addresses end-to-end user experience. And users should not need to learn like 10 different tools just for solving one problem. Users just want to deal with one product instead of like 10 different tools. So, and from the entire process, we shouldn't mention any technical terms. Those crypto jargon is irrelevant for the normal user who want to get things done. And when we are talking about chain abstraction, it's not about technology. It's all about user experience. We need to start with user experience and work backward to the technology. So it seems like a very humble and simple request. The ideal flow for a normal user should be just like, for example, like a biometric login, just like most of other apps, and then deposit some fund, and then you can start to trade. In second, seamlessly in one app. But that's not the fact. And after so many years, seems like there are not many products offering this kind of experience. Probably not even one. So our approach is to offer a unified product, combine several powerful components, and that only integrate some trusted app with a native, consistent user interface to offer a seamless user experience. But then it's unlike traditional wallet that will expose user to unlimited app, which could break your experience, or maybe could be unlimited potential attack vector. And it's also not like traditional DEX that you always need another wallet to connect. And I'll start to share like how the onboarding experience first. So users should use a crypto like a normal fintech app. So in this case, you just use the passkey and create a wallet. And by the way, there's a second passkey is for creating a session key, but it's out of the scope today. But anyway, now you have a self-custody wallet without managing the seed phrase. So behind the scene, after that process, we'll deploy smart contract wallet that of course conforms the 4337 standard. We're using a smart contract wallet called Kernel, built by ZeroDev, a wallet as a service company. So when we deploy this kernel contract, we also use this passkey account as the main signer. There is one unique feature or constraint of passkey is it's binding to a domain, which means you cannot use this passkey in another domain. So it's nearly impossible to be phishing. But also, there is another downside that what if the site is down? So it seems like a recovery mechanism is a topic that we cannot skip. But the challenge is, if users still need to create another wallet for the recovery, but then it's probably they still need to manage the seed phrase, then it's our failure. So we want to have a mechanism that even users don't need to access the private key, or they don't even need to manage that, as long as they have an address that can receive the fund, even if it's like a centralized exchange address, or someone they trust, that still works. So our idea is just, it's very simple. So while user has the access to the passkey, so he can enter the fallback address that he planned to receive the fund when something goes wrong. And then he used the social login to create another guardian address, and then ask the kernel to grant a special permission to this guardian, that this guardian can trigger some recovery event that led kernel to transfer all the funds to this fallback address. This is only possible because of this is a smart contract wallet, at least for today. And this kernel contract also implement another modular smart account standard, ERC7579, that can make this smart account be extended with compatible permission. So for example, like in our case, this permission would be like, you only allow Guardian to trigger, to ask kernel to call a function that is transferred, and the receiver must be fallback address. So now user has a reliable self-custody wallet, even when the site is down, or even if she lost the passkey. So after the onboarding experience, we're going to talk about how we combine, leverage the intent-based cross-chain swap and some account abstraction to offer a seamless chain abstraction experience. So first, let's start with a scenario that Alice wants to buy some ARP with USDC. Let's say USDC is from Optimism. Could you help to play the video? Thank you. So Alice should only focus on what asset she's going to buy and don't need to care about chain. And pick the asset, buy, that's it. Don't need to worry about any other thing. No gas, no bridge. And you can see there are both Optimism and Arbitrum in one place. We should unify Ethereum, 100 of Ethereum layer 2 into, feels like a one chain. So how does it work? So we'll go through this cross-chain architecture step by step, but should be quick. The concept is quite simple. So first, in Optimism chain, Alice send a sign order and broadcast this order to express her intent. So now Alice wants to buy a minimum amount of Arbitrum with USDC. And then relayer pick this order, and then relate this order, send a transaction to a smart contract. The smart contract will pull some USDC from Alice to this smart contract, but lock the fund as an escrow. It will repay the USDC later to relayer once he ensures the relayer finish his job. So in the Arbitrum chain, this relayer since you know the intent, the order, and then send the transaction to a smart contract, and then smart contract will transfer the arbitrum to Alice. And from Alice's point of view, the cross-chain transaction is done, the trade is done. She already received the arbitrum she needs, and she already paid the USDC. She doesn't care it's in a smart contract or another relayer. But for a relayer, she needs to wait the cross-chain. There must be some like cross-chain messaging under the hood, and she must to wait the cross-chain messaging to let optimism chain know, okay, now relayer in Arbitrum already done his job. So you can imagine this cross-chain messaging is not that fast, but from Alice's point of view, it's a lot faster because once her trade is done, she didn't touch anything about bridging. So once optimism confirmed, okay, relayer did his job in Arbitrum, then smart contract will unlock the fund and just transfer the fund to relayer. So this is just an overview of this architecture, and now we're going to zoom in a little bit on this smart contract component. So actually, there are several layers. So first, Nekodex as a user-facing product has another contract that conforms another cross-chain intent-based cross-chain swap standard, ERC 7683. It could allow different systems to work together to share infrastructure like orders and filler that can make this system more efficient. Under the hood, this 7683 implementation interact with another settlement layer. In our case, we use AcrossProtocol. And AcrossProtocol also work with another UMA oracle, optimistic oracle, to do the cross-chain messaging. So as you can see, Relay seems like taking a bit more risk, but user is still not risk-free. As many other smart contract users, so there must be some smart contract risk when using this kind of complex architecture. But I think it's our job, I mean, the one who built a user-facing product, we should be accountable to deal with this complexity, not user. For example, like if something goes wrong, like, okay, UMA Oracle has an unexpected result, which may make user lose her fund. But it's impossible to ask Alice, the user, to act as a distributor during the challenge period. If we really want to do this kind of like chain abstraction thing, I think it's not only about make things easier, but also about dealing with this risk and complexity. If we abstract this away, then it's our responsibility to help users deal with it. So today, we've shared an approach that to offer integrated experience that make DeFi usable, just like a normal fintech app. And we show how we can eliminate seed phrase and wallet extension by adopting Passkey and embedded wallet. And we also show how we can abstract gas away and design a fund recovery mechanism thanks to modular smart account. And we also show how we can let user to buy most of the asset in almost every EVM chain in one tap and feels like in one chain without knowing anything about multi-chain. And now user can use DeFi and use crypto in one app instead of like 10 different tools. And we crypto native often think users should do your own research. But I think the truth is no one wants to do research. And even it's about dealing with the money. Most of the normal user, they still need someone to trust, to be accountable. Even what we offer is a self-custody solution. I think self-custody shouldn't be an excuse for us that don't care about user experience. If we really want to onboard 1 billion users to crypto, I think user-facing product like us should have the encourage to manage the entire user journey, to own every step, to make sure our experience meet users' expectation. I'm Shao from Nekodex. Everything I share is already live in production for like 2 months. And I really hope we can make DeFi and crypto accessible for everyone.
Thanks a lot, Shao. Now we have a little bit of time for questions, and thanks a lot for submitting a few. I see only one of them is upvoted, so let's start with that one. And the question is, are there more security issues in using intense chain abstraction versus fully on-chain alternatives like Uniswap?
Our approach is actually not that much difference compared to Uniswap, but I'm not sure what kind of fully on-chain alternative like Uniswap. Because if you want to trade like a cross-chain swap in Uniswap, we are using basically the same mechanism. Unless you're talking about like doing everything in one chain, and then bridge yourself to another chain, then. But I think that's something that's not comparable.
All right. So let's move on to the next one. All right, the next one is, how can the solver prove that it made the correct work? And are there any ways the solver could take Alice's tokens and not do the swap, but steal them?
I guess it's not able to do that. Actually, Relay has more risk than the trader. Because if you...
Here it is.
Thank you. Solver doesn't need to prove it made the correct work. It's the cross-chain messaging protocol need to prove the solver did the work. And solver just need to, there's not much power from the solver. Solver just need to wait and hope the cross-chain messaging doesn't steal his money.
All right. The next question is, so what bridges are you using behind the scenes to fulfill the orders?
We're using a cross settlement, but I don't consider this as a bridge because we are not using their liquidity. But it depends on how you define the bridge. We're just using that for doing the cross-chain settlement. That is a bit different compared to bridge. At least that's what I understand this.
All right. And the next one is your solver network open to participate in? Who is actually solving the user intents? How do you ensure users get the fastest and most efficient path?
Okay, the easiest way is we make it permission. So we provide liquidity within a certain time period to make sure we can always deliver and under our control. But of course, once it's maybe after some time of period, then it's everyone can to take this order. And because we actually try to rely on like the solver network across, but seems like because we offer too many different kind of assets, so there are only a few major assets that some other fielder want to take.
All right, all right. The next question is, how do you manage liquidity providers? Is there a separate interface for them?
We're right now for spot trading, we're just using we're more like a UI layer, we just use act as an aggregator to use others' liquidity from like Uniswap or other places.
All right. Can a user approve spending amount from the wallet when using the wallet in another app, connecting via Wallet Connect, assuming Wallet Connect connection is possible?
Technically, yes, but now we don't think it's easier to understand for normal users. So at least in our product, it's not supported. But yeah, it's technically doable.
All right. What is the backend between Passkey and kernel validator?
And as far as I remember, now it's in zero dev.
Yes, it is?
Yes,
okay,
it is.
cool. You just got a confirmation. Lovely. Why PWA over native app?
It's just easier for us to launch. We just launched for 2 months. We don't want to wait for like another month to wait for native app, but that's also doable in the roadmap.